Good afternoon, M18. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, it's so hot here right now. There's going to be no webcam, and you'll probably be able to hear the fan in the background because that's going quite fast at the moment. Yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing well, M18. It's okay. Good to hear. Yeah, so annoying what happened on Monday before I started streaming. So, it was just before 12. Hello, Zetro. I managed to spill my drink, which I have in my room, all over the only USB hub, which I have. And yeah, it knocked out loads of devices while I was waiting for it to dry, so I couldn't stream without all of the stuff. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Good to be back though. Feeling quite positive actually for GTNH. I was thinking about taking like a week off of streaming anyway, back then, like a week ago, so yeah. I finally actually took a break. Yeah, I just want to be able to build more of this, the reactor. I want to be able to decorate this room. Night vision. Let's keep night vision on. I'm not really sure how I want to decorate things here. How you doing, Zetro? Svel. Let's see. Well, I'm... Okay. 1, 2, 3. It's about 4, 5, 6. D5 Blood Altar was able to get first meteor summon. That's good. That is good for progression. Hold on. Does Nether Star ore? It does come from them. ZPM mass fabricated space mining pump. Honestly, you know, I keep looking at blood magic. Uh, 7, 8, 9. 0 ways to process it efficiently. What was the setup which I saw IX use? Were they arcane balls which he used? Let's go about 15. 17? 18? Yeah, that definitely looks better for this area. I can't wait to turn this on. I can't wait to start upgrading all of the machines to start using this. I also can't wait for 2.8 because then I can actually build the 0 downtime reactors. That'd be 18. No, 16. Yes, that's better. I think it was the arcane ball which he used. He Stormcrafter his. Bunch of mods now have to redo that. I haven't even done all processing. I've really been waiting to set up these reactors before I go and do all processing because I need the power production. That would be 3 more, so 11. Let's go 1 more. Yeah, you're fine. Let's go from there to about here. I wanted to do blood magic. When is blood magic? Well, I really want to be able to craft EV and IV machines before I do blood magic, because I'd really like to be able to set up EECs for that. I think cobblestone is ID4, isn't it? 139 column 14. 1139 15. Just swap that all to the spell. Spellstone. EV to make is yeah, that is the EV tier, but I think just to play it safe, I want the extra power production. Oops. Oh, this is gonna look so good. I've been excited to decorate this. There. A bit of the benzene. Yeah. Like, I also want to set them up so that I can use... I want the infernal mobs to come from them. Sick of dealing with miners, though. I want ender chests. Ender chests would be... Ender chests and ender tanks would be really good. When is that? That's like IV tier for me. And a bunch of research. Slopes. To be fair, let's just grab a handful. Oops. Does that help? Yeah. Maybe, okay, I'll move this one back actually. Wait, that's not going to interfere with anything, is it? Before I go and do that. Yeah, and then for this, maybe. Where is it? Huh? One, two, three. That would be 4 blocks. How's that looking? Now I'm thinking of a pillar here. Just to help transition this. Well, actually, okay, let's try it with the corners. Yeah, and then that definitely needs a railing. If any of them, none in the ME system. Feels good. It does feel good to be back in this world. Let's grab a handful of them. Actually, 15. Take away one, so that'd be 14. That's looking a lot better. So all I need to do is finish the underneath here. Oh, and I'm going to need quite a few more of these anchors. This is turned off, isn't it? Yeah, you're fine. Right, I need a couple more. And some more of these spell covers. This is what I speak about. I've spoken about it quite a few times. To do with GTNH, this is the very first mod pack where I can take breaks from playing it and just pick up where I left off. Yeah, apparently I really didn't want that many. Yes, a stack will be enough. Anchors. Stainless steel, sure. Not sure what to do about the sides. Like, I feel like the inside of these, I don't know. The transition between the two. Oh, that could. Oh, okay. Right, that's 5 blocks. I know what one would help for the transition there. I also love Architect Craft for reasons like this. Oh, hello, Doppelganger. Oh, by the way, the warp hasn't got any better since I stopped streaming. Like that. Yeah, the warp is equally as bad. Hasn't got any worse. I've got to live with that until I think like Ivy tier. The table. Or what, the architect's bench? It does create a lot of item clutter using it. Oh yeah, I remember this. It has to be oak wood. So if you haven't found any trees which contain oak logs, that gated me season 1 of GTNH when I made this. Yeah, it has to be the oak wood. It does early game. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe actually... I like things transitioning quite well. And then let's move that back. That one more. There you go. Right, that's the final design. That's the design for this. That's what I'm going for. Right, let us grab some vanadium gallium cables. I know that I need at least one of these transformers. This is what I'm talking about for the warp. I did make a arcane spar. So that I can easily get warp board there. Right, so I'm going to turn on... I'm going to swap this over. Yeah, this is exciting. This is a really good part. So... output, that's the reactor. Energy output from the battery buffer is this one. Nothing should blow up. Right, and then I disabled this one. Cool. That is drawing energy from that battery buffer. Let it draw. Let it drain, I mean. And then... how do I have this set up? That's high voltage. I guess the transformer would do. Yeah, and then I send the EV cable over to the EBF. All right, let's swap this. You're fine. You're fine still. See? You're fine. Oh, what is the high voltage cable with blue alloy? Yeah, let's make a handful. Nice, actually. Starting to get used to things, especially for like the cables. I need to build an assembler actually for that. There are a lot of things on my mind which I wouldn't mind optimizing, and I still need to go to the moon. And I suppose that's sort of the biggest thing which is on my mind. Did I did connect that there. So you should be completely running off of the reactor. Actually going. This is going down pretty slow, isn't it? So I just want to test it. I've also adjusted the reactor timings a little bit underneath there for the controller. So I want to watch it. I want to watch what it does when it's actually running. I wouldn't mind. Okay. Right, let's swap this. See, I'm now tempted, like EV machines moving forward, I can power it off the reactor. Pretty much everything is going to be converted over to the reactor. All right, let's go there. Check that is input side. That's crazy, actually. I can run all of these machines in parallel now. That's just how crazy one of these vacuum nukes is going to do for me, for the base. Right now, I also wouldn't mind, since this is on the top of my head, spray cans. Right, that is circuit 1, which is full. Oh, I needed... I'll highlight the interface. This will just make spraying the... So Ivy is... It is this color. Chemical reactor here. Where's the LCR? I need an LCR too. Okay, let's grab... Where can I steal a bit of sulfuric acid from? There is fine. Do I have... I do have a fluid canner. That's good. Can start color coding things. I can't remember what the color coding theme was from last... I had all of the colors sorted out. Maybe I took a screenshot. Don't think I did. Well, Ivy is blue. LUV was pink. Eevee was magenta. I think MV was orange. Gosh, his red was LV. Oh, I want to say light blue was high voltage. Let's see. Gray, orange, yellow. Eevee would be... Yeah, I was doing the colors of the machine casings. Might have to come up with them again. I'll go and look into the test world. I can definitely remember Ivy. Ivy was blue. LUV was pink. ZPM was, I want to say, orange. I think that just takes a really long time, doesn't it? No, you don't have fluid auto output. Maybe get a metrics cover for that. I can do that. I think that would be good. That would be good because then I'd be able to actually see how much power is in there. Where would I put it? Like where? Like I was maybe thinking up here. Because this is sort of... This is the main part for the machine room for at least the single block machines. Okay, let's definitely put that on the list. I want one. Oh, I could also monitor that using the miners. Oh. I'm starting to remember GregTech. Okay, circuit 2, that's going to be high voltage. That was no circuit. Yep, it is that one. Wait, is that really the recipe for the GregTech sensor kit? Look at one. That's crazy, actually. I can just make one. How about the panels? All these no sockets. See, this is where I need to optimize these patterns. There are a lot of no circuit patterns. I suppose I could actually set that up. It's not too difficult. Mainnet. Mainnet is orange. Go green. Yay, spray can. Not infinite yet. So this can go right there. Oh yeah, so need all of the dual interfaces. I'm gonna get a spare assembler from doing this actually. So that works out fine. Really? Okay. So I'm going to put the assembling machine onto a subnet. Well, I'd really like a dual. I'd like a dual storage bus. I need an output side for this. All right, time for some expansion then. Also, the assembling machines don't output fluids, so an interface will be fine. That's Thorncraft. There's a blaze. Just kicking that person. Or bot, probably, is what that was. Okay, I should be able to make the advanced blocking cards. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to make a new section. A new section for machines. Wait, that's the charger. Where's battery buffer? Oh, of course that doesn't take 16X's. One of you, please. And then 4 Sonarian batteries. So he's going to have to be in the middle. And take up extra space. I am. It is too hot. What I did last year. No webcam because it's very hot. But yeah, transformer. I can't believe that the year has just gone so fast. It's gone fast enough that it is now a seasonal thing. It being very hot. It's the UK. Honestly, UK is a bit weird. Like it's not that hot temperature wise. It's, what is it right now? 27.6 degrees Celsius. But the humidity is very high, is what I'm gonna say. So it feels like about 35. Oh, getting the spray painted cables. Oh, you're in Spain. Wow. Lightning and storm. Funny you should say that. We actually had quite a big storm. When was this? Last Friday? And it was Friday the 13th of all of the days for us to have in the UK a storm. It was on Friday the 13th, and it was a massive storm which approached here. It was a scary storm which we had. There was thunder, lightning, and then right at the end of the storm, the thunder was, or the rumbling was so loud, it was shaking windows in the house, shaking the floor. Anything which was light and could be vibrated was vibrating on the floor, so you could just hear it. It was, see, that's quite terrifying for us. We don't usually get storms like that in the UK. Well, we don't usually get storms in general. That should be fine. We don't usually. Well, we don't usually get them in summer. But the times, it's only rarely we get it in summer, but it has to be really hot for it to happen. I think, off the top of my head. Oh, I don't have warp board. Let's get more warp board. It is nice when we have a thunderstorm, though. Like a proper thunderstorm. Not like one flash of lightning and then it stops. Can you sing Day 35? See you soon. See you in a bit. Joven? I'll call you Joven. Right then, dual interfaces. Let's make, you know what? Let's just do all three. Oh, there we go. Do that so that I can power this subnet. So when these actually insert, I need the advanced blocking card on the interface they're inserting into. Oh, where did I put that? That will be better. That will actually be able to craft. Yep, there we go. Yes, that needs to go in here. Blocking interfaces follow normal blocking rules. Ignore circuits. Is this also... There isn't a quest for it, which is surprising. Then this could be... Assembling machine... No circuit. I can't remember if blocking mode needs to be enabled or disabled for this. But I know that the advanced blocking card definitely needs to be in here, and this on any item, it just needs to be on default blocking mode. So it will ignore circuits, like the program circuits. But it will acknowledge all the other, like fluids and items. How many channels are actually... you are going to be cutting it kind of close. That would be 4 here. Enderman. Right, let's grab... Oh yeah, I do have warpboard. I definitely want warpboard while I'm carrying all of these patterns. I don't know what I just put into the ME system, but something did end up going in there. Sure, you're all online. Then we'll do auto output to the underneath. Oh, it was the interface. That's what I put in there. So this should still just be able to output back into mainnet. Now, where is the next no circuit assembler? So that's the one which I swapped. This one, let's mark that with a cable. Leave that one. So I want to swap that to be cable coating. There's a dedicated assembler for the cable coating because I end up making a lot of them. If I search the outputs, anything which is a cable, including the ME ones. Bundled cables we won't do. Try and move some of these patterns around. Okay, so it was the panels. Let's just see what happens if I request one of these. Or maybe I'll request like 5 of the panel extenders. That actually have to be lime. That does. Would be best for this. Water mixed lime dye. Do I have a chemical bath? Okay, I can add one. I have an EV chemical bath. I think that's this one. Right, I don't think I have lubricant, but I do have loads of water. And you can be the water mix dye. Water, distilled water? Produces more of it, so... $216. You know what, I'm going to do the math on that. What was that, 216? 12. And you were circuit 1. Are you a dual interface? Yes. I planned ahead for that one. Cool, so let's... Actually a benefit to you. Yeah, see, distilled water doesn't... Yeah, I'm just going to do water then. So it is the panel extenders I need. Let's get 5 of these then. Well, the cable coating one is doing well. This is currently not acknowledging blocking mode. Does it need to be on that? Hmm. I don't know how that extra sensor has gone in there. I'm gonna say it seems to be working. Hmm. Well, it did make everything fine then. How does the advanced blocking card work? Exposes the entire network contents when placed in an interface, allowing blocking mode to be used on an entire subnet. Yeah, I used it to autocraft using the assembly line. Dual interface on the main network. Back inserts both items and fluids into the first subnet, which is orange. The items are inserted into the input bus on the machine with a storage bus, while the fluids are inserted into the second subnet using a fluid storage bus. Second subnet finally inserts them into the input hatch with another fluid bus. To prevent conflicts, blocking cards should be enabled on the main net interface, and an advanced blocking card should be placed in both subnet interfaces. that's how they are. So it should be in here. Maybe it's blocking mode. I didn't have it enabled in there. No, you're still not acknowledging. Just retry that. That working now? Two medium voltage circuits. Just double check. Maintenance is fine. I love that. I love these panels. I want it so that it's actually visible. Oh, yeah, I want to watch this. Yeah, so you're still not... Still not acknowledging that blocking mode. Is that working now? I think that is working now. What have I actually changed in there? Will block on any item which is in the ME system. No, I think it is still... I need to do some testing on this then. Okay, do I have a spare terminal? Let's see what the items are actually showing up. Alright, that's not the subnet. Subnet is this one. Right, so it's currently empty. I reckon... I don't reckon the machines then. Okay, just out of curiosity. No, okay, that's very sad actually. Because this is a single block, you're not allowed to insert or extract. But it's not able to actually see the items which are currently in there. Let's get rid of... That's average input. Hardly needs that extra space at the top. So this is going to be okay. You know what, instead of having it in here then, let's move this to that room. I'm going to make it so that once I do the supercapacitor, it will be raised slightly, so the supercapacitor will sit on top of this. Rid of that one. I need one more of the extenders. Yeah, slowly draining. honestly, the amount of power which that one vacuum nuke produces, it averages at about 41,000, I believe. Just for this single vacuum nuke. Ah, there we go. Much bigger writing so that I can actually see it. Yeah, I reckon supercapacitor is going to fit on the top. You know what, I'm curious now. Yeah, I like it like that. Okay, let's change the color too. I like the blue. Okay. It's a little bit more complicated. It's very complicated to explain. So it's currently set up on, so it's an RS latch, and it's basically running for X amount of time and then turning off to replace the coolant cells and then restarting. Is what it's doing on a cycle. And that's what all of this controlling does underneath it. So these are just really fail safes for the vacuum nuke. This is just checking if both of the subnets are turned on for server restarts. This is checking the coolant cells to make sure that there is enough. And then, so this is what keeps track of the time. So this will basically run for 170 seconds, then it will turn off for 10 seconds, run the coolant swap, and then it will just keep cycling. There's not really. This is the best I can do, at least until 2.8 comes around. Once 2.8 is released, I will be swapping to a 100% uptime vacuum nuke. Because I should be able to time it properly. Well, I know for definite that I will be able to time it properly. It's changed in a hodgepodge setting. The reactor will take 20 ticks to turn on, and they'll all be synced. Which is what I'm excited for. So it means that I'll actually be able to predict. That's the change. So currently, when you turn a reactor on, it takes anywhere between 0 and 40 ticks, I believe, for the reactor to turn on, which makes it impossible to properly time it because you can't predict when it's going to turn on. The change will make it so that every reactor, if it's turned on, it will turn on within, or it will turn on in 20 ticks instead of between 0 and 40 ticks. So you'll be able to properly time them. So you can have, I'll basically reduce it to 1 second actually. In 2.8, I'll reduce the cycle so that it runs every second. And then for the beginning 4 ticks of that 1 second type cycle, I don't extract the coolant cells. Basically, that's the new cycle once 2.8 is here. That will be able to run it completely safe. And 100% uptime. Where do I put the spray can? I guess I'll put it in the ME system. Yeah, this is nearly ready, actually. I guess I could maybe. What are these currently being powered by? They are high voltage. The day before the update, so I won't get the benefit. That would be terrible. That would be terrible. Mind you, though, I will be using the core, and that if you do use the core for 100% uptime, that blows past fusion, at least for helium plasma and tin plasma, power production wise. What is that, like 3 amps of UHV? It produces so much. Yeah, you're fine. They're the biggest consumers for diesel. This vacuum freezer and the EBF. Now I will be able to do... Okay, well apparently I've already made battery buffers for this, so... This won't be enough. This definitely won't be enough vanadium gallium. Another stack. At least I prepared a lot of this. Right, so you're definitely input. Yep, and you're also inputting. Same for this one, they're inputting in the correct sides. Yeah, amazing. I think it caps out at 64 blocks. Well, no time like the present. Let's give this a little test. Well, it's vacuum freezing. And you are inputting and outputting the same amount. be fair, I wouldn't mind actually. Are you incomplete structure? Does the center have to be? Right, where did it go? Also, why do I have 2 input hatches for that? Ah, better. Hot titanium. Right, I do want to do a backup before I leave this on automatic. Oh, I don't have permission. Of course I don't have permission. I need to log in remotely then. I got to play it safe. I think it literally just did a backup, didn't it? It just did an automatic backup. I'm going to do another backup just for the sake of it, just to be safe. So this won't do anything with this currently turned on. Because at the moment, it's currently waiting for the RS latch to turn on again. And all of the fail-safes should be good. Red. What is red? Okay. Oh, I think that's maintenance. That's vacuum freezer. So vacuum freezer doesn't have maintenance, so it's safe. That currently set to. Set to 2. I'm actually having to stress test things. I'm having to stress it quite hard. Well, not really that hard, actually. The vacuum reactor produces so much energy. What I wouldn't mind is a couple of these. RIC. RICs I don't have. EV, right, so that's cutting machine. I do need to go to the moon. That's what I need to go and do. Well, I guess, yeah. I need to make the tier 1 rocket. I need more neodymium. I have none. So I can't craft any more EV machines. Nose cone. Oh, I need to make the implosion compressor. Compressed coal. I'm going to use the powder barrels for this. I think, didn't I... Okay, that can definitely be sorted. It saved me having to do the industrial TNT for this, since I have a mob farm. And I also have a wood farm. Yeah, so as crazy as it seems, I could actually craft 1,024 powder barrels. Just out of curiosity. No, that's actually not a terribly big craft. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I want the 16Ks. More storage for the crafting storages. Could even... Okay, I'm going to make some co-processors so that they can actually fit. Oh yeah, so what am I going to do about that assembler? The subnetting does not work, so... The bats. Wait, do they have... They must have fire resistance. Okay, let's deconstruct this. Let's get wallboard again. Oh yeah, and how's this? Get in there. Power of 10. Is this around the wrong way? Shouldn't that be a low signal? I don't know. I think I might have inverted that by accident then. Yeah, that should be better. So this should trigger very shortly. See if I can get these swapped over. Hopefully before that actually triggers. Should work the exact same. Best I can do at the moment. That way everything should actually use the blocking mode, but just space for more of the dual interfaces. Right, you should sort out. Cool. Oh yeah, and let's just cancel and re-request. These. $16K. To be honest, this setup, just coming to think about it, compared to like the gas turbines, they took time to actually spin up to the max output. This just instantly goes to 40,000 EU per tick. There won't be a delay between it. You're still at redstone signal of 5. There we go, that's 4. I'm going to bump that up to 3, actually. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed this will turn on. It will heat up all of the coolant cells, then it will turn off. Cool the coolant cells and then restart. So it should be able just to turn on the circuit. Actually, you know what? If I stand like this, I should be able to watch it. So it will go straight to the reactor will turn on. So the green light will come on. Waiting. Well, it's got to be any second now. Wonder what that would actually be. Oh, let's just do some quick math. Divide that by 16 times 3, 78, roughly. $78 million, and then it will turn on. That's got quite a long way to go, actually. Hey, you know what? This doesn't actually... Doesn't it, like, give an average output? Or time till empty? Maybe that's only with... I reckon that's only with the Supercapacitor. Oh, here they are. Alright, let's try and make all of these. Oh, I'm going to have to read the name on that. Will I? That one. What was that one? That was Bane. So it would be the middle. That. Then you're Thanos. All of this so that I can request over 1,000 powder barrels. Bet that's going to take a long time. 30 seconds each. It won't be too bad. Right, reinforced stone. That's also not too bad. Watch circuit. Circuit 2. Let's get some patterns. You know what? I'm not going to set up a pattern for the implosion compressor. I don't ever use more than one. Well, I didn't last time round, so... you need to be swapped to a dual interface. Yeah, you should be on. Should be, yeah, you should be on. What have I not set up for this? You're definitely on subtract mode. And do I have these around the wrong way? That one would be 14. Okay, let's give that a go. Turn that off. Right, you should be able to run. Cool, so it's on the generation. Yeah, 42,000. That's 43,600. This will not take long to fill up, actually. Like 2 million every time this updates. So I just want to make sure that this does a cycle fine. With the adjusted timings, I just adjusted the coolant swap. So it takes up to 2 seconds, it waits before it goes and extracts the coolant cells. Yeah, it should be fine. These should get to, well, the ones in the center should get to about 25%. 25% durability left. And then it will run the coolant swap. Actually, we can check that. So it's got a quarter of the time left. Thank you, Jim, for the raid. Much appreciated. I welcome everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day. How was your raid? Or, sorry, how was your stream, Jim? Are you playing GTNH? Lots of headaches today. What's going on for you? I could definitely see that causing headaches. The universal setup. That's better for the coolant swap. Then it should start up again. Ah, that feels good because this is on a server and I had issues with it before, so that's working properly. They're not too difficult to set up, are they? The universal crafting setup? Your own spin on things. That's exactly how I end up doing things. If I like, this isn't the same automation as what I've seen other people do. It's similar. The timer doesn't actually stem from that. I came up with the timer myself for like this, the vacuum nuke setup. It's a good setup. It's very similar. It does effectively the same thing. But it's my own way of automating things. Transfer nodes. Yeah, see, I don't like the item importers. They are the project ones, aren't they? Yeah, these things. So yeah, I didn't use them. I used the translocators for this. And instead of pulsing them, I'm just controlling the IO ports using a redstone signal. Right, well, this feels good seeing that the coolant swap happens after the reactor is actually turned off. When I tested this a couple weeks back, the coolant cells were being pulled out before the reactor had actually turned off, which could potentially cause issues if it's not timed properly. I think I'm actually... Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot more comfortable about leaving this now and just leaving it on automatic control. Just make sure it's going to do another swap soon. Yep, there it is. See, how close was that? I just saved that clip. I want to see how close it actually was. That was so close. I just watched the playback of the footage there. It did. So it does take up to 40 ticks after the reactor has been turned off for it to actually turn off. Yeah, this one is. Yep. Cool. I'm comfortable. Comfortable with that. Let's just double check that this RS latch will work properly. This is set to 14, so it should... Okay, I'll set it to 13. Yep, it's currently on the cooldown mode. Cool. That is a fully automated vacuum reactor setup. Automated to the best of my ability. Oh, that's interesting. Why didn't you... It didn't trigger the coolant. The coolant swap. Okay, well, I can just trigger that manually. Why I put that one there? Okay, it looks there's another bug with it. It didn't trigger the coolant swap. It needs the coolant swap after the reactor is shut off from the RS latch to make sure that all of the coolant cells are swapped before it starts up again, because everything is relying on the 180-second timer for this. There's 170 here and then 10 seconds here. Okay, I'm gonna have a break now, I think. Good enough time. The vacuum nuke is nearly done then. Just one small thing. Right, yeah, I'm gonna go for a break. I will be back in just a few minutes. Now is a good time if anyone wants to grab any drinks or just have a stretch. I'm gonna have a stretch. Right, I'm back. Alright, so what's going on with the coolant swap? Gonna have a look at that. I'm gonna need another lever. I'm gonna test the whole system. So that would be this one. Just double check. So it's currently full of coolant cells. You should be on. Let's just wait until all of them are damaged. So what should happen is that should turn on. Oh, interesting. I am hubris. Right, that's the adjusted timing. So that works, right? Yeah, better. Yeah, that's the adjusted timing because this takes 2 seconds. This one was also set to 2 seconds, which means that it wasn't holding it on long enough. Let's just bump that up. Yeah, it's pretty hot. It's not killing me, but it's definitely making me feel very tired. That's what the heat does to me. Right, this should be stable now. That tiny adjustment. It's so hot. Too hot in my room. I mean, today is cooler. Yeah, today's temperature, I think, was supposed to be 22. But because of my computer and just everything which is in my room, computers, UPS, they put a lot of heat into my room. So it's 22 degrees outside. It is 28 in my room. Right, I think I'm comfortable to leave this. $29. Yours is slightly hotter. It has reached more than 30 degrees when that would have been last year. Last year it reached like 32 degrees in here. You live right under a flat roof. Once again, I much prefer it being cold than hot. So if the sun is on it all... Oh, yeah. I do prefer the heat, but if I had the option between like 30 degrees or 10, I'd definitely choose the colder one. Center is these two. Nice and clean. So I am very, very proud of this setup, and I can have more than one of these. I can have up to 2 on this vacuum freezer. That needs to be updated or upgraded to IV tier for the next one, for the next 2 extras. You have news? You want to set up vacuum nukes? I wanted to set up vacuum nukes. You've got a job. They're really fun to set up. What one do you want to set up? I know there are 2 variants of the vacuum nukes. Like this one is solely for power production. There is one which has higher efficiency than this one. You watch Potato's video? Oh, that's for the 100% uptime ones. I'd be very careful with that one, though, because they can still blow up in 2.7.4. How you know about vacuum nukes? Yeah, so if you scroll into the comment section, there is a comment which says that the reactor setup, the one which he showed in that video, is currently unstable. It rarely explodes from that one, but when 2.8 gets released, yeah, it is because of the startup time is random. Redstone 100% uptime sadly doesn't work. Yeah, you can't. In 2.7, you can't have it set up so that it's 100% uptime. You can, or you will be able to in 2.8. Because it's a hodgepodge setting. It basically sets it so that all reactors will take 20 ticks to start up. So you can perfectly time them. I love hodgepodge. I actually really do like that mod. That has so many small tweaks in it, and the IC2 reactors are, I think that might be one of the biggest ones. You can make perfect time reactors, which just sounds amazing. It's quite a lot there, does it? That is certainly interesting at causing lag. Oh, didn't I did request components for the high voltage assembling machine. Oh yeah, yeah. I could definitely see that if they're all turning on the same tick. I mean, especially once I get to the point where I can make the cores, every vacuum nuke is going to be a core. It's going to be the cores. Oh, I did. Yes. He's thinking about leaving GTNH, I think. Well, yeah, exactly. Plus, if they don't turn on that often, yeah, you're still fine. Something, yeah. Something with the devs. All right, that's circuit 21. I want to do assembling. Yep, that's about right. Machine. circuit 4 for the frame boxes. Yeah, that's all we can do. Wait and see. Oh yeah, 100%. Even I would say it's Vulcani. Honestly, everything does come back to GTNH. Funny thing, I was playing Factorio earlier this year before I started doing GTNH again, and who was that? It was Eggsy. Eggsy came into chat while I was playing Factorio, and he said about GTNH, and it sunk in so much that I finished up what I was doing for Factorio on that week, and then jumped straight into GTNH. I just went full blown. You can't escape, Greg. You genuinely can't. Exactly, it was a scratch that only GTNH could itch. Mind you, at that point, from when I was playing Factorio, that itch was starting to itch quite a bit before Eggsy came in, and when Eggsy came in, that was like, right, I'm gonna finish what I'm doing this week, and then we're going back to GTNH. I can't wait any longer. Oh yeah, hopefully, wherever I place the concrete, there it is. That's a Kexi. I love watching his streams. His streams are really good for GTNH, and the decorating which he's done. Okay. Okay, there is no cable behind there. Did I? Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, this is going to feel nice, actually. I can set up patterns for casings now. So let's get, oh, I don't know, 64. Looking here when you were still playing your old run. I got to UV tier last time. UV tier. Hoping to get past UV tier. I'm going to definitely be updating to 2.8 once it gets released. Depends on how game-breaking things become after 2.8. Because from 2.6 to 2.7, that broke my previous world being in UV tier. This is the plasma. Plasma turned off, what else? Plasma turned off waterline and various other recipes just scattered over the ME system. I decided that it was unrecoverable. It would have been recoverable if I had have spent a lot of time actually like fixing everything. Yeah, which is why I decided not to. Yeah, 2.8 shouldn't, it's not going to be completely game breaking like 2.7 was. I'm very the hodgepodge thing for the timed reactors. I'm excited for that. Yeah, high voltage is pretty early on. You shouldn't need to. You shouldn't. Well, I wouldn't need to restart a high voltage tier, I don't think. Yeah, that has, hasn't it? It's honestly, that's exactly how I feel. Once you have applied logistics set up, and like you've got all of the power infrastructure set up, for me it was hard letting that previous world go because there was a lot of infrastructure, like over 1,000 play hours. And it adds a lot of AE quality of life. Oh yeah, and the netherite line, that looks really cool. And the, what is that, Nequadrite insulator, I think, which uses the netherite line. See, that's one of them. That's one of the features. That type of feature, like they're replacing, I think it's ZPM plus coils. They'll start using the Nequarite insulator instead of mica. That's not majorly game breaking, but it does mean that all of the patterns for the coils, and like you remember the superconducting coil, this recipe, instead of mica insulated foil, it will be the Nequarite foil. So it will actually require that line, I believe, like for the ZPM tier. So it'll be this one. Just set that up so that I don't need to craft them. What else did this need? This needed a muffler hatch. Just update it when you want. It does. Trinium is I found trinium actually really easy to get. Like when I did the Mega ABF, it was the trinium coils. With that, you had the Mega ABF. What did you go to? The Flux Electrum? Actually, oh. Straight to... Did it really? Draconium, Awakened Draconium. I can't remember if I did make the Flux Electrum coils. Not needed at the moment, that's fair. Save the infinity for something else. I remember the trinium though. Trinium... I'm going to do the exact same which I did last time. It was just too good for this. So trinium, I obtained mountainfuls of trinium by making an ender quarry and mining these on Enceladus. I got so much trinium from doing this one. I did this, like, yeah, I remember doing the ender quarry. It's worth it. That was well worth it. An entire ender quarry would produce, I want to say, about 40,000 trinium dust from it, if I just let it process. And because this is on a server, it can actually do that. And it produced so much mysterious crystal dust. I was set for mysterious crystal. Oh, lovely. Thorncraft again. Let's go take a bath. There's also, speaking of the Terranium line, a new material which will use stone dust. It is the main material for that. I remember that from Money Factory. I think it can, but I don't think it will automatically mine it. You'd have to place it. Medium, I don't have that. Remember that thing. What does this actually do? Medium. Off burn in the onslaught. Also repel warp by extreme durability cost. Oh, interesting. Maybe it could be repaired in the Thormic Repairer. I can hear that. I can hear footsteps. Oh, it just removes bad effects. That would be nice for the super tanks, actually. Well, if I go to the moon, I'm going to try to remember to pick this up then. Retrieval, yeah, so it's just retrieval. Actually, speaking of moon, yeah, that's the quest for this. Oh, that needs the IV circuits. Oh, and that needs more nether stars. Nether stars aren't too bad. Oh, you're near ZPM, Hubris. Ooh, indeed. What's an assembly line? Once you set up one assembly line was enough for me. Start off with. Okay, if you don't have the plat line, then I definitely suggest setting up the plat line before doing the assembly line. All of the lines. resources. Doesn't the assembly line cost a lot of flatline materials? Right, I know where some pattern expansion cards are. Some spare ones. I will get it. There is. Just a minute. Okay, yeah. That does sound like you need the EV circuits. Right. One of you. Time to encode a lot of patterns. That's circuit 1. They do take a lot, though. 15,000 fine platinum wire. I wouldn't put that past me for it costing that much. Didn't he say like a month? Wasn't it 4 weeks? Or something like that? Ooh, I need a bending machine for the circuit 3. Is that what they're doing? Right, are there any spare locations? Aren't you using all of the space there? Well, I'm not using this that often, so... What you did or Potato did? Yeah, I never got to play with the space elevator. I want to play with the space elevator. Oh, you're streaming at the moment? I'll give you a follow. Oh no, oh, okay. Just while while he's gone. Bunch of things in my base. I'm excited for that actually. Is there a cool animation for it? For it like engraving things. Okay, 3 I think is the triple plates. Oh, there is an animation for it. I haven't seen it. I would assume it's a laser coming down onto that like laser platform. Right, let's get... Yep, circuit 3. Okay, that's crazy. Concrete with a block, it was on the bottom. That sounds really cool. This is going to cost 1,000 of them. I'm going to definitely do this. Don't let me forget to request that at the end of the stream. Because that's just going to take crafting the powder barrels. Well, how long does the wood planks take? That's circuit 2, so that's going to be high voltage. It's going to take 30 seconds per stack. I'm being lazy because all of the stuff to make loads of powder barrels I have on passive. Yeah, I got infinite gunpowder because of the mob farm. Same for string. Infinite wood from the tree farm. And then also infinite glue. So I don't see a reason, although it is going to take a little bit of time. So what stuff could I request? Which isn't going to take an eternity to craft. Steel rings, that's no circuit. Your molecular assembler. And your circuit too. Jumping from your... Yeah. That's the warp. We have no one to thank but Thorncraft for that. 512 wood planks. Just for the tool fuel canisters. Okay, that one I will request. Okay, well, I would assume, yeah, that is correct rotation. Yeah, I generally don't mind using the powder barrels. I mean, eventually, well, I'm hoping if I am going to do bees at some point, I need blood magic for it. I should be able to make the explosive bee. I'd need to wait one piece of industrial TNT for that, but it would then be industrial TNT infinitely. A million T. Wait, really? How much? That's a lot of TNT. What multi-block was it? Which required that much? Okay, that's where it went. The cobblestone. Yeah, I forgot to might help if I set the output for this and blocking mode. Hey, so now I do have the implosion compressor. How high can I go on the cobblestone? I'm after a little bit of bedrockium. I think it is the plates, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, it require. Wait, no, I can do it. I could do this recipe. Okay, just for the sake of it. Wonder how much this would actually be. I have to at least know. That was circuit 9. As if that's circuit 9. Okay, it's going to be like that 720 something. Oh, that's a lot. That's going to be like 90,000 cobblestone. 54,000 kilo. Okay. I can't do that just yet. 4 bedrockium ingots that way. You know what? That actually wasn't terrible for that. How much was that? 139 powder barrels. That was it. Yeah, they're going off the villagers. Right, that's the fuel canisters. Look at 3. Potentially could do that. If it's reinforced lenses. Well, these are all molecular assembler recipes. You handcrafted it? I wouldn't dream of handcrafting it. I handcrafted it the last time around. But because I managed to skip going to the moon to get applied energistics set up, I can auto-craft it. Yeah, I'm taking the the easy way out. What was that? Circuit 3. I'm up to 29,000 titanium dust now. What was that for? The rover? The lander? That's what it was. Don't think I have an engraver for that one. Okay, none of them require. That's actually quite shocking. They're the worst to craft. They're the most expensive, actually. Bolt, do I have... Lovely. One for there. Oh, I need the rocket. Okay. I need to make the rocket engines anyway. I need to... Yeah, it does. I remember that. Silicone rubber. What are you doing? Please use the rubber, not silicone rubber for this. Right, and then this one, I am going to do that. Oh, okay. Did that actually require? Don't think it did. I'm in the clear there. I need to make all of the heavy duty platings first, if I want to do this correct. Honestly, I tell you what, that reinforced. What does it actually do? Wafer tier 3s, advanced wafers, and basic wafers. I do not need to make a machine for that. So if that costs 2, I want to make a frequency module for myself. So 4 should be enough. Yeah, so I need to craft the heavy duty plates. 37. 4,000. Yep. Let's just do it now. An 80. I could start swapping some of the machines. Some of these setups. Get like 4 transformers. I guess I should start from that corner. It's a good starting point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, there's 5 sections. I reckon that's going to be stuck on that assembling machine. No. You stuck on? Oh, the macerator. Well, I'm committed to auto crafting it. Could get that one. Let's wait. What's the other thing? I needed nether stars, wasn't it? That costs a high voltage assembling machine. Energetic. Okay, I can work on them. Display is easy. What circuit was that? No circuit? Mainframes I already have. Okay, I'm gonna make them myself. How do I get long rods? That would be a forge hammer. That's most of it I can auto craft. Wait, hold on. That was the wrong recipe. This one. Honestly, at this point, let's just do the entire recipe. What color was this? That is green sapphire. Cyan. Yeah, that's kind of an important one for the circuits. Where could I squeeze a machine? Wait, I could... Okay, I'm gonna do it there. Oh, I don't reckon. That is going to require the PVC pulp. $1,000. Does that actually cost that much? What does that actually cost? All right, it takes... it's compounded, the recipe. Just catered by cooking time. Okay, that's so many. It was, I mean, 56. I mean, it's a lot for me at the moment. All right, I'm so low. Okay. Misremembered. That's all right. Wait, do they actually cost engines? Yes, they do. Okay, that's where it really starts getting insane. Look at that, 64 of them. Molten University, by the way. Right, it shouldn't blow up. They're white. And what's that? Green sapphire. That was cyan. Yep, we're still fine. Oh yeah, for that one. For the last one. That can't even fly to any planet. But it does allow for that mothership creation. That's... What are the tier 9 planets, actually? These ones. They all produce Universium in the Eye of Harmony. Yeah, they're the lost planets. Seth, Nepa, Mehinbelt, Mahes, and Horus. Oh, and Anubis? Anubis? Yeah, Horus has got the best for the Dyson spheres. Wow, I did just go through like a stack of patterns, didn't I? So I'm out of Certus Quartz Dust. Really? Oh, I guess I'd need to start making it. Okay. That one. What did I want to check? Blocking mode? Just turn that on. Right, so the nether star plates. I guess I used all of them, didn't I? Yeah, so I need to farm the more wither skeletons. And how much more? I need 9 more. Plus 4 of them. Still making the wood planks for them. Alright, let's go to the nether. Cleaver? That skeleton just spawned then. I remember seeing the 10 gem. 10 gem? Been a while since I've been back here, actually. Who remembers this mob farm where I'm very embarrassed how many times I died to it? I died so many times to this. Yeah, Tengam is magnet backwards. Why is there a block missing there? Right, 21. I need 6 more. Yeah, this is... Yeah. Fun isn't the word I'd describe it as. Frustrating. That's... that's probably more accurate. I've died way too many times to this farm. So did I. I only did that for the infernal stuff. 28. Yeah, that's enough. The infernal drops, I just couldn't pass that up being on passive. Right, nether portal. It really is. Mine's up to 65,000. It's capped at steel. Seems odd that I had... Okay, well, we're going to find out if the Wither can actually escape from this. It's been a while since I used this, this room. Apparently it's been so long that I haven't even spawned the Wither. I definitely have. Yeah, I definitely have done this before. Yeah, I must have done this because I have the Wither protection ring. I managed to use them up because I made that magic energy absorber. Oh my. That was warp. See, that just put my tool into my inventory. Not an inventory shuffle. It just put my put my frying pan into my inventory. Cool, I have enough nether stars. And another 9 more division sigils. I was gonna say I hardly ever use that cutting machine. I could have used it then. Right, 2 of you. That's a nice circuit. So I don't think the frequency module doesn't require any of them. Yeah, so 2 of them, that shouldn't affect the quest. Wait, I need 3 of these? Oh, right, yeah, I need 3 of them. Miscalculated how many I needed. I'm making it's halfway done. I haven't set it up on passive yet. I don't even need to set it on passive. I could just set up. What's something which I have infinite of, which is over here? Oil. Yeah, redstone and oil. Redstone's also infinite. I'm going to use the dual interface. I'm going to auto-craft it. Okay, I don't have any dual interfaces. I do want to set that up, though. I should set that up. I can't believe that I'm using the powder barrels for this. Well, one more. There it is. Right, now this is not going to be an insignificant craft. Six. Yeah, and it does also require the cables. That should. Everything seems possible though for the NASA's workbench. Yeah, just request it. I want to have a look at where is it? This takes 5 seconds each at high voltage. Yes, it is at high voltage. Okay, so it would be 20 times 20 divided by 8. 1 every 2.5 seconds. So the steam macerator would be faster. But this one, it actually is giving me the bonus, the small chance for the extra wood pulp. I mean, it really shouldn't matter. What else could I work on? Could I work on the keyboard? That's going to be a fun craft. I remember doing this manually. Yes, it's 100 buttons. No, it's not 100 buttons. It is 104. Yes. 104. There are 104 buttons on, I think, the full format keyboard, aren't there? If that's a clean room recipe. I think there is. Yeah, it looks like I need to get an assembling machine inside the clean room then. If I want to autocraft that. Yeah, it is the full size. The US National Standard keyboard has 104 keys. I don't know where the extra. Okay, the keyboard which I have. So that's for a standard full size keyboard. Yeah, so mine would have 104, but it's got 6 extra for my keyboard. It's got 6 extra macro keyboard or macro keys. That's interesting. Sodium persulfate recipe. Okay, well, I can at least get the quest for the NASA workbench. Now, where is the quest? The cetane boosted diesel. It gives me loads of this. This one. I'm sure that everyone does this. Everyone does this for the cetane boosted diesel. Or it's extremely common. Gets the cetane boosted diesel from the quest. I didn't specify. Yeah, if you make a medium voltage world accelerator, you get a stack of cetane boosted diesel from the quest. You're not probably no longer using cetane boosted diesel. Alright, that's the missing one. Even better when you can just request the world accelerator. Oh, you've got the dense hydrazine. That's tier 4. Oh, what, the chemical plants? What did I do the last time? I feel like I went... I might have gone straight to that one. I think I might have done this one. Because this one isn't any... It's... Well, it's tungsten steel, so that's... this tier. I reckon I did do that. I think I skipped the dense hydrazine and went straight for the CN3H703 rocket fuel. Because this one is just the hydrazine plus hydrogen and then nitric acid. Just a lot of tungsten steel, isn't it? I know the next one is the uranium. Yeah, and then it's botmium. I don't think you need to have the LUV machine casings. Yeah, you can treat all of them as separate. If I say the machine casings, you can have any. Other things, you can also do the pipe casings. So the highest tier for that is the tungsten. Yeah, it would be this. I think this is what I did for my one. It was TPV. TPV is not ZPM. It was this one. Possibly, I think it was this one actually. So the casings will unlock that tier. It's the tungsten steel casings for this one. It's a bit confusing, yeah. It's confusing. The casings, so the outer casing, that's this, so the robust tungsten steel machine casing. That correlates to what this tier is. So tier 6 is that one. Yeah, that's tier 6. And then you can have any voltage machine casing as long as it reaches the recipe's voltage. SUEV. So the machine holes, they just limit the voltage tier which the machine can accept. So if they are, let's say, EV tier, you can only run recipes up to EV tier. You can put in more amps, but it will limit it to only EV tier recipes. Yeah, it's fairly similar, yeah. What does the coil do? The coils are higher processing speed. Pipe casing is boosting parallels and reduce the catalyst consumption. Yeah, no, awakened draconium tier. That makes it so the catalyst isn't consumed. Making that mainframe. %. I would assume that's going to take a long time. Also, I wonder if power has turned back on. Oh yeah, it's on. I 100% missed that. Just say the average input is high. That just needs to update. I missed that running a cycle for that reactor. Alright, what's going on with these? I'm using vanadium gallium. 4x vanadium gallium cables. Yeah, vanadium gallium. Easiest to mass produce. Weird. It's what I'll do. At least until Signalum. Signalum is when I'll swap to the ZPM tier 1s. Oh, is it? Got to be that, right? Oh, yeah. Yay. Right, definitely the cetane boosted diesel cells. Space race? Nah, no liquid protobane. And the NASA workbench is done. Frequency module. Really? Why does that want 12? I mean, I guess I can make 12. It's a big step for me in this run. How cool would it be? I've got about 15 minutes left for the stream. How cool would it be if I could make the rocket by then? I don't think I could. You. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it. I can get most of the stuff for it. Oh yeah, next stream 100% I can go to the moon. And I think I might actually... I would quite like that, actually, the metrics covers. For all of the miners. Now, where would I put them? Actually, you know what? I'm... I'm wondering if I should put them in the floor here. They're actually within the wall. Waiting. Let's do a little bit of planning. I'm still waiting for stuff, so... Actually, now thinking... Should be able to cover them up on this side. We're missing radon. This is something which I want to do because I don't want to wait on the moon this time. I want to be able to place the miners, come back to the overworld and do something else while I'm waiting for them. And I'll actually be able to see when they're done. Diode. How am I missing diodes? Oh, that's because I can't use the SMD ones. Yeah, the SMD diodes, they require a lot of platinum, which is why I'm not using these, or why I'm not using them. Okay. That's also not an insignificant craft. But if I want to be able to make rods, I am going to need it. Brass is copper and zinc. Right, that should be much better. Also, quite an expensive craft for them. But I'm going to be able to monitor all the miners, so 100% worth it. So I need to install 4. Maybe have them staggered like that, and then I could have a 5th one in the middle. That's alright, Hubris. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm getting the feeling that this is going to be the main control room for Applied Logistics. Or at least this is going to be where I have eventually access to the terminal. And things like that, information, like being able to see all of the miners. I hope that was a dual interface. Circuit 4. I bet that isn't. Yeah. Have any spare? Okay, let's make that then. Yep, sorry, tiny bit of polyethylene. I need to upgrade that to a dual interface. Cool, that's all of the basic wafers done. Yeah, where am I going to put this? I could put that in the corner there. It's getting there. That does take a long time to macerate the logs. I'm happy that this managed to run a full cycle without me actually looking at it. Because I don't know if I've said it before, but it does make me a little bit anxious using a setup like this. Because it's relying on the timing of that, the controller for it. Oh wow, them frequency modules. Okay, they finished very fast. I guess they didn't need to craft that many. This is... Okay, that is definitely the extra wood pulp which it's making. That's why things are going so fast. Okay, that's optional. That one's also optional. Oh, seat is done. Compressed tin, that was compressed iron, wasn't it? Yeah, I've got spare iron blocks. I've used all of the crafting CPUs. One more. Oh, there it is. Right. Got the rocket launch pads prepared. Yeah, that was fast. What are you making now? Oh, not quite sure what that's waiting on. Oh, there it is. Right, and that's the fuel loader. So it's just the rest of the components, so I'm just waiting on the heavy duty. The 6 remaining. Okay, rocket engines. Yeah, so I already set up a pattern for that. I don't want to craft them yet. Nor the lander. I'm waiting to unlock the heavy duty plating. No circuits. That's circuit 1. Okay, I really need to set up a forge hammer so that I can actually start making the long rods. Good too. That's the wood planks. Yeah, I need to remember to make one of these. Put that there. Yes, I could squeeze it in there. Last couple. This is the last stretch of it. Oh, the transformer's just finished. Last one. 27. Right, we're all unlocked. Fuel canisters here. That should be the fuel loader. Cool, right. I'm going to choose this point to end the stream. I hope everyone's enjoyed today. Happy to be back streaming after a little bit of a break and then me spilling drink on the only USB hub which I have and then knocking out loads of devices. Right, I will have a look at a raid. It's the usual. Anyone doing GTNH? We'll go here. I found someone. Right. Take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.